Okay, so hello and welcome to the course. This will be the first video in detail for this course, which I am only keeping exclusive for our exclusive group, a trading range exclusive group. So let's begin. I think आप लोगों को हिंदी आती होगी. अगर हिंदी नहीं आती है तो I will try to speak in English in between. So yeah, let's start from the basics. So I hope you guys know what is liquidity, what is internal range liquidity, what is external range liquidity. If you don't know, let me quickly summarize it up. So in market, there is a range, right? So in a range, there is a high and a low, right? So this is my high, this is my low, right? So this is my range low and range high. So this will be my external range liquidity. Let me write it down, ERL as external range liquidity. This is also my ERL, external range liquidity. And inside this range, I have fair values, right? Let's say a fair value is there, or else this is my internal low. So, internal low or a fair value, that would be my IRL. IRL is internal range liquidity. IRL. Okay. So, there are two types of liquidity, and market hunts internal liquidity and goes to external, and market goes to external to internal, right? So, this is the process of market which market follows. So I hope you guys are familiar with this concepts, internal external range liquidity. So basically always market is doing what? Market is always targeting liquidity and filling the liquidity gaps, right? So if I show you the recent example, right? So see, this was my range, right? From this high to, let's say this was my range, this low and this high. So now market had this range earlier, right? Earlier I had this range. Market took out the high. That is my external range also. If I look at the higher time frame, this is my daily internal fair value. So this is my internal range. Let me write it down as FVG. You can understand where is liquidity. So this high is taken out, also external high is taken out, also the fair value has been mitigated. So now this will be my external high, right? External range liquidity. And now if I go to the daily time frame, market has no FVG. Only FVG which I can find is here. This one. Correct. So from here, this FVG is my internal range, IRL, which means FVG. From there, market is going down. If I go to the lower time frame, on the 4 hour time frame, see here. यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे ये वाला जो फेयर वैल्यू है वो मार्केट रिस्पेक्ट कर रहा है. दिस इज बीन रिस्पेक्टेड. मार्केट ने टैप किया है, वहां से ही मार्केट रिजेक्शन लेके नीचे जा रहा है, right? And what you can find out here is this was my liquidity. If I go to the lower time frame, let's say 1 hour time frame, where is my liquidity? This is my external range liquidity on the 1 hour. This is my liquidity on the 1 hour. Market is hunting liquidity and again targeting the opposing liquidity. Correct. So now again there will be a fair value. This one, a 1 hour FPG. So market can respect or disrespect according to market structure. So the liquidity has been taken out. Let me mark it as a liquidity. I'll denote as dollars. So liquidity has been taken out. Market taps into the POI, and if I go to the lower time frame, market breaks the structure over here. No structure break. Okay, market again made a high, taking out this liquidity. Then market broke the structure over here, made a change in state of delivery. Market structure break, or else closing below the body. That will be my CSD. Right. So after CSD, I can look for a sell trade over here. SL above this high. And what will be my target? Internal range liquidity. So this is my complete order block. If I go to the 30-minute or 1 hour time frame, this is my order block, right? If I mark order block as like this, so I'll target till this order block, right? So this would be my trade plan. Okay. Or if you go to the lower time frame, you can get better entries. So let's find out. So this was my initial break CSD, right? So I can definitely enter from here itself, right? Keeping myself above this or this high, and then target this order block over the 4 hour 1 hour FVG, which is the internal range liquidity. Correct. So this is how the market works. Market goes from internal to external, external to internal, and market always hunts liquidity, right? Liquidity are in forms of, what can be the forms of liquidity? It can be an FVG, it can be an order block, it can be a previous session. Order block is not a liquidity, but it is a previous session, high and low, previous day high and low, previous week high or sorry, previous week high or low, right? So this would be my forms of liquidity right now. There can be definitely other liquidity aspects, which can be internal highs. If you are looking at the 5 minute time frame, there will be a, a big range, and inside the range there will be highs and lows. That highs will be internal. Market will hunt that highs, and then if I show you some example only, right, in the live market. So if I go to the 5 minutes time frame, look over. So market has a range. If I remove this, see, this was my high, right? Market took out. Ultimately, it tapped inside this FVG, right? So this was still being respected. Again, market took out the liquidity, then went to the downside, did not broke. I will go to the lower time frame. Yeah, this is my break. CIC on 3 minute time frame. And then I will look for a sell trade. Market is fractal. You can look liquidity on the 1 minute time frame, 30 seconds time frame, 1 hour time frame, 30-minute time frame, any time frame you can look at and find a trade plan. If I entered from here, I can also do something like this, right? So this is what the market does, and this is a trade from reversal, right? Market went up, reverse from here. So now this was a reversal, but now what about continuation, right? Reversal we have done, the reversal part has been covered, but still in detail plan is still missing. I'll summarize up. But first, these are the basics you need to understand the market, how the market works, and always the market is fractal. Market does not reverse from a swing point. Market needs to print a swing point. Swing point is necessary, right? If I show you some examples, this is the 4 hour time frame. Market will always have a swing point. This is my swing point, market reverse. This is the swing low, market reverse, right? Without the swing point, market cannot do anything. This is a swing point, market dropped. This was a swing high, market dropped. This was a swing low, market pumped. Again here, swing high, market dumped. Without a strong high, market cannot establish a reversal or continuation. So that is what you need to keep in mind. हिंदी में अगर मैं बताऊं तो हिंदी में आपको लिक्विडिटी के टाइप्स क्या क्या होते हैं। एफवीजी होता है, सेशन के अंदर हाई लो होता है, डेली का हाई लो होता है, वीकली का हाई लो होता है, इंटरनल हाई लो होता है। सेशन क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? एशिया सेशन का हाई लो, लंदन का हाई लो, या फिर न्यूयॉर्क का हाई लो, राइट? दिस आर माय सेशंस, एंड दैट्स इट फॉर दिस क्लास। सो सी इन द अनदर क्लास। ये हमारा फर्स्ट वीडियो रहेगा। दिस वाज द बेसिक थिंग विच we need to cover, and I think you are much familiar with all the concepts. So मैं in detail नहीं जाऊंगा बेसिक चीज़ों के ऊपर, but we will directly jump into the main stuff which you need to understand, which will be covered in the next upcoming classes. So make sure you learn this and keep these all things in the mind, that market cannot go from um, without taking internal liquidity and directly going to external. No, that can't be done. If market is taking out the external liquidity, market needs to go to the internal liquidity, or market taps the internal liquidity, it needs to go to the external liquidity. So that is what market does, right? So that's it for today's class. See you in the another one.